All right, welcome everyone. Semblance of Sanity. I'm Caleb.
I'm Jacob.
And we're here for
Chihayafuru, Season 3, Episode 11.
Oh my god.
Yep, I'm sorry, Taichi.
That was, Taichi too. Yeah.
You did good, you know? The fact that you're not going to be one of the people representing Japan in the challenge of the, king, master this match,
or having to face Arata, Yeah.
I know you wanted to. We wanted you to too. And that was your last year, effectively, to be able to do it.
Yeah.
It's rough.
Yeah. But also, depending on the outcome of this match, if Harada-sensei loses to Arata, it shows that Arata just coming back off the cuff is already that much better than Taichi by, transitive property,
Oh, that's true.
But if Harada-sensei beats Arata, then it gives so much hope to Taichi. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't know.
I know. Yeah. But I'm saying.
If it did happen.
I'm saying Taichi, though, is more just exhausted about having done all that and then having to come back to the class trip, even though it's basically over.
Right.
So that's its own thing. But I cannot imagine what Murao is going through, having this incredible lead, losing it.
Yep.
Basically, Arata, I think he's going to crush Harada-sensei.
Oh, absolutely.
Not even like...
I think
it's going to be like a win by 7 or 8, but it's not going to be like close in a 7 by 8. It's going to be Harada-sensei putting in everything just to crawl up to that,
absolutely. And thankfully it'll be on a different day, so Harada's knees will be,
Yes, and Arata will have properly shit out all that food, so...
Man... I'm sorry.
I've been there though. I've been there though. When you go to like
twirlies out both ends.
I just had a really big frisbee tournament and stuff, and I had so many good food, snacks, and things like that. And if any of those things betrayed me during that would have been the worst.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, that would suck.
That would be absolutely terrible. But them's the breaks. What do you do? Sometimes that just happens. Yeah.
So now, Chihaya, who do you cheer on?
I mean, obviously Arata. Both of them, but Arata. But
that's the question, right? That's what Taichi asked you.
Let's be real, Taichi. That's not the most fair question.
It is a fair question.
Well,
it's just a question,
I think it's a question both of you already know the answer to.
Is it a question at all?
Exactly.
But it's the, you have choice, he's not, he's not really someone that's been around. He's not really someone that's been,
it's true.
doing all this stuff here. So,
yeah,
it's a fun thing because it ties back into this insecurity that Arata has about the idea that Taichi has been around Chihaya all this time. All this time.
Maybe you should,
haven't.
I don't know, talk about it.
I don't know,
you should,
man. I don't know.
Talk to her.
Crazy.
Do something.
Crazy.
Anything.
Outlandish. Who could do such a thing?
Impossible.
Impossible.
Yeah. It's the meme of the one guy at the board meeting, and he's like, what if we did this? Throw him out the window.
Yeah, without further ado, let's get into this. Yeah.
Karuta.
I have to pick a subject. They both suck. That's hilarious. PE teacher. Yeah. I genuinely think she should teach, this sounds weird to say, but Japanese. If there's an English teacher, right?
Only the first 2 syllables are what matter.
No. Genuinely, because she's actually spent so much time focused on the individual kanji of certain words.
I will say, I kind of see it.
You know what I mean?
She would also be one of the weirdest and potentially worst Japanese teachers ever because the way that she thinks about it is going to be so completely different.
That's why she should do it.
Right. She's put in the hours, so but also it's
I'm calling it. She's going to be the Japanese teacher.
Okay. Or classic literature.
Yeah, history. Yeah.
She's just gonna have like an
Ikara.
earbud in, and Kana's just telling her what to say in class, you know?
Sure. They're just striking practice. Oh, they're playing. Okay.
予選以来明らかに調子よく
Mm-hmm.
吉野会大会優勝のままの勢いの綾瀬しかも綾瀬全力なもんだからありがとうございました
Damn!
大佐の大佐綾瀬それじゃ
Destruction.
どうしたらいいのかわからないどうしたら元気づけられるのかもでも力を抜いたら
Yeah, that would
全
be.
力を出さなかったら
Oh, yeah.
That'd be wrong.
カルタをやめてしまう気がし
Yeah.
て次私が読詞ね
Nice.
じゃあ10分後に
そういえば綾瀬綿谷新たに電話しとけよすげえじゃん男子では最年少の西日本代表だぜ
Damn. Taichi looking out the window.
Yep. Why are we still here? Just to suffer?
また今度
Ah.
Oh.
噂をすれば綿谷からメールか
私にも
俺にも
Oh. Oh. Fun,
Okay.
fun.
太一
いやなんでもない
Wait.
What if Harada's like in the hospital because he...
Or
Over,
if his
like, pushed
knees,
himself?
you know, basically are just really bad.
今日集まってもらったのは他でもない白波会創設当時からの悲願計画を発表する
Oh!
Oh, shit.
東西決定戦まであと
Ah! Ah!
まず A 級の諸君いつも以上に積極的に
Okay.
練習に参加し名人戦に出るような気持ちで
Right, right.
Perfect.
挑んできてもらいたい
Come at me. Try to kick my ass.
戦術の練り上げと鍛錬の徹底を意識して
Okay.
球場の緊張感を盛り上げていってくれ
Oh!
私のために
Yeah!
原田先生がとうとう奥目を
Yep.
Hell yeah, he deserves it.
たのは自分が名人になるため
Hell yeah.
自分が強くなるため
Oh, totally. Be greedy.
あと松毛君は坪口君や原野さんから教えてもらったメガネ君の配列表
Oh, shit.
これで私と取ってくれ
Whoa. You need to pretend to be Arata, and
I love it.
that's amazing.
And he chose you to be the virtual
He did.
Arata.
できませんよ他人の配置でいきなり取ったって練習台にはなりま
Did I ask your opinion?
自分の配置めちゃくちゃに動かしても強かったろ君にじゃないと頼めんことだ
真似したって新たみたいには取れません嫌だ
Yeah,
Wow.
he doesn't want to.
日本代表
Yeah!
君だろ
Yeah!
譲ります
突き指したとかなんとか言っとったが
Oh.
明らかに君と
Oh.
Oh my
shit.
god.
でも勝ったろうがこれ以上膝を痛めずに済ん
Yeah, 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 yeah.
準決勝で前線した坪口君の頑張り
Pseudo, what a legend.
Yeah.
私は
God, this has gotta hurt. This has gotta hurt even more for Taichi, though.
強くなれるんだ
I need your karuta.
全力原田先生の全力全部巻き込んで
And he didn't ask one of the other Class A players. He asked you.
私も配列を覚えてきます
千早ちゃんはいいよ自分のスタイル崩れ
新たの配列じゃなくて周防名人の
Oh, shit.
仮想数を久し
Yeah.
Yes.
強いリラックスが戻ってきた上に粘り強さも加わった若造のまぐれとは誰も言えんぞじゃあ休憩はい
西日本代表おめでと
Amazing.
う新た白波会は全力で新たを倒しに行くから
Yeah.
絶対原田先生だから 100% 負けない絶対やっつける
See? See?
All right.
Who's she cheering for?
白波会最強
Just in public.
白波会最強
新たも
Oh, that's devious. Oh, you know exactly what you're doing, Taichi.
Even though it did serve a purpose, she was
Yeah.
absolutely being a public nuisance, you
Well,
know?
no.
But yeah.
He was saying we're together right now.
Oh, no, I know.
Yeah. Oh my god. This is so good.
もう千早いい加減にしてよ。私が出た深夜ドラマのチェックさせ
You're hogging the TV. She's immersed.
Yep.
一時決まりは28枚。
How in the ever-loving fuck? Yeah.
Right. And based on his games, are they the same as your 20 plus 8 more?
I
Or
would
are there
say
ones
there's
that-
a very large crossover. Yeah.
Probably, yeah.
Because just by definition, some of them are one-syllable cards.
Oh, yeah.
But then also certain ones are just probably easier than others, you know.
こういうの
I see these two.
10の練習より1の本番。でもさっき私に勝ったくせに猪熊さんと取れるなんて私には本番だ。
Sure.
Okay.
You can pick up bad habits, I guess, if you play against people that aren't worthy. Oh!
意地悪だ桜沢先生。東日本よ。
Throwing me to the wolves here.
ほんの少しの感じの差が埋まらなくて。ヒューガ君のへんてこな読みなら私に勝てるかもよ。山城七段の読みでは負けないけどね。
Oh. Oh, well, them's fighting words then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let me power up here
Yep.
for a second.
Make
Damn,
sure I
she
have
ate
enough
that
fuel.
2 bites?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Oh, he really is bad.
猪熊さんの漢字。やっぱり最盛期のものじゃない。漢字のピークは10代から20代前半。そこから落ちていく。
Damn.
Body starts slowing down. Feels like
Well,
similar
it's also
thing
the
to...
brain, too. Like,
Yeah, yeah.
いかん。搾乳搾乳。もう胸ガッチガチ。んえ、ジン。熱。
Oh. Oh, does she feel, like, guilty or something? No. You're good. You're good.
What?
西の代表大阪さんは18歳。
Well, it's not gonna last, basically, the,
Oh,
the
sure.
time.
34歳の私が勝つにはどうしたら。
All my old talent down the drain kind of feeling.
子供より大事な。
Oh. Oh.
千早。お母さんも本気になったわ。
Ah!
本気で千早の夢を。いとこの真司君。
Ah!
今回も仕事の帰りに千早の勉強を見てくれるって。
試験の時も見てあげたけど
Haha.
成長し
真司兄ちゃん、
Okay.
千早ちゃん声小さくなった。
今こんな感じです。
She's being method with the suo thing.
仕方ないな。横失礼するよ。
和菓子食べますか。
声のサイン。
Oh my
This
god.
is so funny. She's in full suo mode.
Yep,
and
yep.
そんな傷口にか。
yeah.
白波会のことはほっといてください。なんだお前ら。
Although in a lot of ways this could help.
モフダは大抵分けておいてる。
This could help him beat Arata eventually.
Yes. Yes.
Because
あいつの渡りですげえぞ。
he's gonna get used to playing like him. Yeah.
Right.
今日の1試合目真島と綾瀬筑波とかなちゃん読書は肉まんくん
Cool.
くれるんですか
永久じゃないからあげない。
Holy shit. That is so funny. She's actually full on role
Yeah.
playing him.
Yep.
急の人。ありますけど。
カルタしよ
Yes. Yes.
That is
This
fantastic.
show is fucking peak. I love it.
なりきり綿や新た
昨夜この花
This was the shittiest game of karuta that they'd played in the last year, you know.
見れば
月つくを並べておいて2枚同時に押さえる
Sure.
感じのいい人間にこれやられたら手が出せない。
スオさんが見てる世界見てる
Heard.
聞いてる
くそ。
Or felt like something.
おられないようにするんで精一杯だよ。違う。
精一杯や。
言わなそう。あなたは
Yeah.
同じくらいの感じを手に入れるのは難しくても早く取る方法はいくらでもある。
おもしきや不格好だけどマシマ渡って取ったな。
Uh-huh.
感じのいい人と同じ条件で取れる方法。
磨けばな。
あなたが
Gotcha. And so the side is not left, right. It's which
前
person's
半から
side.
猛スピードでこれを手元で音をしっかり聞くって基本とはまた別の難しい種類の違う武器。
Cool.
Okay.
でもそんなのモが1枚出たら終わりだもん。次は絶対取るもん。
Oh, that's not so.
そして5連覇して
メガネ君はシラシノは左右に分けて必ず渡り手に使う。
ここに置いて狙わせると思います。この場合シラは特に必ず取る自信のある札ってことだと。
逆に絶対取りたいね。スオ君は
ふわっと出てとっと取る感じです。抑えておいです。
それは見てればわ。
Yeah, that's not
Yeah.
really helpful, but okay, thanks.
All right. Well, let's play and see how it goes.
週末にはもう挑戦者決定戦。
Whoa.
Okay.
ありがとうね。
スオ名人もしかしたらいえ
Nope, we want to hear it.
変なの千早ちゃん。
先生こそ何を。久しぶり袴って。
応援したいけど、アキとジンいてもうるさくするだけだから。
I totally get that.
ママも来る。
Oh.
おっぱいか？
おっぱい無理だよ。袴着ちゃったし。
お湯もらえるか聞いてくる。
Yeah.
Hey, good job, bud.
カルタなんて子供
No.
より大事なこと。ごめん。あら、あげたらいいのに。でも何のために着物の見厚口が開いてると思ってるの？まあ授乳口ってわけじゃないけど。
Oh.
あら柔らかくていいよ。これなら大丈夫よ。見厚口から飲ませて。
That's amazing.
Okay.
ほら大丈夫。
That's perfect.
乱れないわ。
Fellow mom, but also
Yep.
the kimono expert to be like, do you want to see something cool here?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
着物はお母さんの味方よ。
Oh, you can do this. You can do both. You can do both.
Yeah.
あなたは
Here's my card. Yeah.
Yes.
ご用の際はいつでも。もうお母さんどこ行ってたのよ。ちょっとね。
Oh, you know.
Uh-huh.
ごめんねアキ。ジン。待ってて。
Yeah. Your mom's gonna go kick
Mom's
some
gotta be a
ass.
badass.
Yeah, that's right. Oh, I'm so glad they weren't gonna do some like
Yeah, yeah,
she's so
yeah.
distracted. She doesn't play right.
Yeah,
And
yeah, nah.
Megabu clearly beats her easily.
綾瀬先輩。
今になって
Yeah, yeah,
It
yeah.
should have been me. It should have been me.
さあ私の最初の夢は忘れてるかもしれない。
Yeah. Uh-huh.
じゃなくて先生じゃなくて先生じゃなくて。
Oh,
Oh.
oh.
夢や。
いつか名人になる。
With the music.
Dude, the music.
Oh shit. Oh shit.
They look good.
They're
Yeah.
going to war.
三本勝負。
Best of 3. Okay.
Phew. Yo, a best of 3 is just goated.
Yeah.
The feeling you have when you take that first win.
Uh-huh. Of the like, all right, I think I might have this, but also nope. Immediately forget about that. Just
Right,
play
right,
another
right.
good game. you
Right,
know?
right. No, totally. But there's such a psychological aspect in a best of 3. Oh man, I have so many
yeah.
conversations about this I could potentially have, but I'll save it for the discussion. Oh my god. I'm so hyped. Pseudo through the game for
Yeah.
Harada Sensei.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. All right. We are now lined up perfectly for
Yep.
the Master Challenger and Queen Challenger matches. Yeah.
Yes.
These will determine who goes up to face Shinobu and Suo.
Yep. And I gotta say, I love the shtick of like, okay, all right, Shiranami Society, yeah, I entirely started it so that way it would help me become master one day. So
Absolutely, he did.
Right. And so
Yeah.
now that this is potentially on the table, here's the game plan, troops. You two, you're going to basically pretend to be the people that I will theoretically have to face.
Yep.
That's
The
that's
best
your
thing
job.
they can do.
Yep.
Yeah. And it led to the best comedy we've had in this show in a while.
God,
with
it
just
was
the like,
great.
do you want to?
You want a sweet?
Sweet.
Oh wait, no, you're not in class
class
A.
A. Oh, no.
And I love the idea that Chihaya is the one that thinks to go like so method with it, right? Because he
Because
wasn't
that
asking,
means nothing in the competitive sense at all.
He was not asking you to do that. He was just saying, use their card setup. That way you'll play like them.
Or at least study their card setup,
Right.
to try and get an idea as to how they play,
Yep.
so that when we do play, it's actually helpful.
Yeah, because-
and she does basically the most surface level analysis, because when it comes down to it, Suo is not using anything that is clearly understood by just looking at things on the surface.
Right.
Somehow he has 28 one-syllable cards.
Yep.
What?
And I love the things that she brought up of like, okay, well, he puts them together to try and hold things down and all that stuff, and it's just like, no, we know that.
We all know that.
We've all seen his matches. Like, yeah,
Yeah, maybe you could have figured out what are his 28 one-syllable cards and like watched matches
Right.
to determine which ones those are. And then the idea that
although let's be real, people have probably figured it out. There's probably like a karuta wiki or something like that. you know?
no, this is a small sport. So the
Oh,
idea
that's
that
true.
it's not necessarily something that's clear, and also something that he said recently, and people were like, "What?"
That's
you know.
true.
So
Yeah.
on some level, what I think is going to be determined as to who ends up beating Suo, because it is up in the air at this point. Based on where the cards get dealt out.
Yes.
Because you are not guaranteed a certain 25 cards.
Right.
Like
Hence why with the studying of the positions, it's not he's going to use this position every single time. No, it's going to be different every time, but it's okay, what are the rules that he does and everything that way.
Or take an example match of when he got these cards, how did he set them up?
Right.
And then from there, what kind of data can we extrapolate from their patterns? And if you have enough matches, you could, I mean, like with Suo, you have plenty of matches that you could definitely study from and get a pattern.
yeah. Yep.
Maybe
Yep.
way less with Arata, but with Arata, it's maybe more of a layout combination with like one match.
But I like it because one of Hirata's big strengths has, like, yes, he has the hearing and he has the memory, but a big part of it is the memory, and that's something that Taichi, you're really good at. And so, yes, you are the best person to do this, right? Even though, yeah. It's also salt in the wound, absolutely. But
yeah, and in a fun way, I also like that this is something to showcase that you are obviously the second best person here in the society. But like that wasn't necessarily clear, I would say, before this
Sure.
episode. Obviously, we're excluding Harada Sensei in this case.
Yeah.
But the idea that Chihaya is number one just makes sense.
Right.
But there was another Class A boy just sitting there being like,
We don't know who that
am I
is.
just chopped liver? I guess, fuck me, am I right?
All right, yeah.
Yeah. But no, Taichi, you've now definitively taken that second spot.
Right.
But also, your unique skills lend to you being the best person for this specific job.
Yep.
I'm excited to see also that Taichi doing this will actually begin to understand Arata a lot more.
Yep.
I think that one of the things that I'm super excited about the way that this show does storytelling is that the gameplay is there to give characterization just as much as it is to give an exciting conflict.
Yeah.
We know a lot about Arata by the fact that he comes from a pedigreed,
Yes.
training lineage, right?
That's right. Yeah.
But it's been a while since that boy has played karuta.
Right.
So now what he's doing might end up becoming a little bit less of a just playing like his old master played, but bringing something of himself into it as well.
Yeah.
And I would love to see that in these upcoming 3 matches, and most likely upcoming matches of him and Suo after that.
Right.
Yeah.
Yep. And that is a really fun way. I know I said it in the reaction, but to set up something so that, hey, if there's a reason that Taichi will be able to have a leg up on Arata, yeah, he spends a lot of time basically playing up against someone who is good enough to theoretically challenge Suo, right? Playing as Arata. Yeah, like how do you learn how to beat something? You try and use it for a bit and see what works, you know?
True.
See what you hate when that happens. You know,
True.
and all that. So
Yep.
yeah.
So one of the things that this makes me think of is in chess, this is actually a very common way of practicing.
Okay.
When you play chess, all your moves are recorded, and chess has been around for so long that all the different openings and styles of play are also well documented and recorded, so that basically you could just play chess openings and styles and just play them enough that you then memorize all these different variations, kind of like a computer.
Oh yeah, and you could go back through like a pros game and be like, okay, in this situation, they saw this move and decided to do this move.
And you can
I know
measure-
it ends up working, but why did they think of that
Exactly.
from this setup? Yeah.
Right. But the thing that makes this valuable from the karuta standpoint is that when we look at decision making being done here, it's not just the decision to move now because you heard the thing there, but it's that they have layouts that they decide before the match starts based on what they've been dealt. But also they theoretically can change the layout at any point.
Yep.
So we haven't
Which is wild.
discussed that because that's also a wild thing. But also the way in which they strike / defend when they hear what's being called.
Yep.
And a point that I've been kind of curious about is that obviously when you hear the first syllable in karuta, you can start moving to preemptively defend something if it's just a like a triple syllable thing within these areas here. But there's so much opportunity if you start moving before things have
before
even
the
been
other person
read.
is able to recognize that first syllable.
Right, and you can basically obstruct. And so the idea of this cross that Arata does, in some ways it's kind of this like aggressive stay away from my side of the board kind of thing too.
My understanding of it from what we saw is that there's the whole rule that like it's a fault if you go for the side that does not have the card that was being read. Given that cross play is the thing that works, then that rule is
he's not
probably
touching the cards.
Oh no, I know. I think he got both cards. Is that it's the you can't do that if the card is on the opponent's side. That's when it becomes a fault. But if you have both of them, in order to basically bank on your own hearing and speed above the other person's, you could have them next to each other like what Suo does, and then he just gets them both. Or you have them on opposite sides. That way, you will be able to start moving towards one while they still haven't necessarily figured out which one is being read. And then you knock that one out of the way, and then you cut back over in order to get the remaining one before they're able to basically get to it. Which sounds insane.
Well, that to me is not accurate as to what actually happened, though.
Okay.
He was going for those cards. He was prepared to take them both. But it's that it's that if you are already moving towards one on the first syllable, but because it's on the side that your dominant hand basically is opposite
shooting
with,
out,
then it gives you the opportunity, if it's not that, to then strike all the way across with strength and speed, because this is not
as natural or
it's not as fast.
Yeah.
It's way slower. Like obviously you can strike like this, but this is like the slowest thing
as
here.
far as covering a lot of distance being able to do
Well, it's the side that your shoulder is on, so you
exactly.
get better rotation. There's less natural resistance, which is why
you have more muscles pulling it in that direction.
Right, which is why I love whenever they talk about playing karuta, it is a knees and hands thing, and you can get tired because you're actually wanting to lean forward so that you overcome the rotational issues of your chest and shoulder like bumping into each other.
And it's also probably something where you have to be in a very particular position so that way you're not using your torso too much, because I imagine if you engage your torso and are rotating it in order to get that first card, it's going to make it a lot harder to get the second one, right? Because then now your arm isn't in as good of a position to come back.
Well, that's what I'm saying. It is something you can do, but that's what the nature of this move is that in terms of what I would compare it to, it's like a swimming motion. It's like it's you like making a circle. Like you are striking here with speed, but you're already positioning yourself in such a way that you're actually like defending this thing before then striking for what it actually ends up being.
Maybe I'm
because he's not touching any of these cards. He's not touching 2 cards. He went for the first one to basically block it. Didn't end up taking it.
No, he does. So he goes for the first one, they get knocked out to the side, and then he goes for the next one, and they get knocked out to the side.
So
he knocks 2 cards off.
That's then by definition a fault because they're on different sides.
No, and that's why I was saying the different sides is not left-right which side, it's which opponent's side. If you go for...
Is that said anywhere in the rules?
No, not that distinction, but the fact that this is a legit move means that that kind of fault can't be talking about left or right side, even though that's what I feel like would make more sense.
So I think you're making an assumption here. I don't believe that this is something where he can strike 2 sides of his board just because he does it fast enough, or just because they're similar enough, or there'd have to be precedent basically for being able to hit multiple things. So going through this here, let's go through the actual shot here. Yeah. So he swipes 2 groups of cards.
Right.
2 groups of 2.
Yep.
And he calls it like ugly, which I think is basically saying, hey, that's the wrong way you do it. Like that's like something like
or that's there is a more elegant way to do it, because then just your setup normally would be those cards would be next to each other. That way it reduces the number of unique syllables effectively, because if these are the only 2 unique 2-syllable cards like this, then suddenly that effectively becomes a 1-syllable because you just need to get them both, right?
Right, and so I think what he's saying is you were prepared to take both, which are the one on the right and the one on the left.
Right.
But I think because this is practice, this isn't legal. This isn't something that would actually work. The idea is that.
But they're saying that that's something that Arata does a lot.
No. I think what's being said here is that you were prepared to do it so that you could win on the first syllable. And the stroke is not taking 2 cards on both sides. It's the motion itself.
No.
Yeah. We are not just suddenly abandoning the rules of karuta and that you can hit 2 cards in 2 different places and actually not have that be a fault.
Okay, so
I'm saying what he's saying is that he goes for the one on the left first because it's the hardest one to go with, and thus he defends it in case an opponent with the opposite side of things, that's going to be an easier one for them to get.
Sure, and it also effectively is probably a feint, right?
It's a feint too, yes, absolutely. But if it ends up being that one, he just collapses down. If it's not that one, then he strikes all the way across, but it creates this shield of motion where...
Right, and so it was ugly because he effectively didn't quite do it accurately, and so he still ended up knocking the card out, and so it would be a fault.
Yes.
But with the way Arata does it, he has enough precise control that he goes right over to it, he doesn't actually touch it, and then he comes back over, hence it being difficult because you need to be really, really, really fast.
Really fast,
but also
precise.
very accurate.
Yeah, you need to not touch the card unless it is the one where you then just collapse on it.
And that's then also why strategy and who has what cards would be very important because that's something that you can do because they're on your side. Your body is positioned to be able to do that.
Yes.
Someone on the other side is not going to be able to do that.
No, and I think...
Right? Like, and so choosing what cards to send, that's a big deal because they just have to listen for the second unique syllable.
But what I think it also showcases a clear weakness that Arata has for this specific situation.
Okay.
That second card at the end of the cross stroke, someone can just go there first, directly, play the 50-50, and just win it every time.
Sure.
So the defense one, he's basically saying you can't take this card. If it happens to be this, like there's a fun mathematical formula involved in this where basically he's saying 50% of the time you cannot beat me. The other time, it's basically a 50-50. So instead of it being a true 50-50, it's actually like a 75-25.
Well, right, unless he's able to, and this is where, the speed would get into truly ridiculous levels. He is able to move such that the amount of time that he loses by going for the first card in order to get back to the next card is less than the amount of time that it takes for the second syllable to be read and the person to start moving.
Right, but that's where this is a thing where he has to be doing it on some level when the first syllable is read.
Right, and probably with that kind of suo style, like, okay, you hear the barest little, intonation of breath or something, and you're like, you're already going for it, right?
Right, and this is an example of showcasing that Arata is not one of the top speed people. He is an all-rounder. He's good at all of these things, but he is not the fast of the fast. This is what he
doesn't
does
have
to
the
beat
crazy
people.
S+ stats on everything. He has.
This is what he does
A
to
stats
beat
at
those
minimum
people
on
that have incredible speed or incredible hearing, and he uses this to basically. I think you're right in that it's a feint. In that if your
hearing isn't
like
solid,
that,
you're going to get wrapped up in it and you're going to make a mistake.
You might intentionally move towards where he's moving to beat him there.
And that might be something where then if you are like, oh shit, you're not relying on your own hearing anymore, you could absolutely be goaded into making a fault. Yeah.
Right. Because I can't imagine in karuta how you have to hear the stuff that's going on, but how you keep your own decisions of motion being made independent of what your opponent is doing, because obviously you're both good.
Oh, sure.
So 90% of the time you're moving towards the same card.
Well, and this isn't going to be based on conscious thought at this point, right? Because then that'd be way too slow.
Way too slow.
So it's the, do enough repetitions that it becomes instinct.
Yeah.
Hope the instincts are refined enough that they don't end up getting muddied by what happens, right? And then there you go.
Yeah. Yeah, it's not like the fundamental rule of listening with your hands. I liked that also there of what is listening with your hands from Taichi there. The idea that, like, in some ways, the movement itself is a form of listening. Like,
well, as far as, so, where my mind goes.
Yeah.
Obviously, your hand is not the one doing the processing power, right?
Totally.
But you do need your hand to be the thing that is leading the movement. If, like, it needs to be this, not this, right? Otherwise, that's going to be inefficient movement, right? And so maybe that's kind of the idea, is that it's you're listening to it, and the hand is the only thing that really needs to move, right? Your body will follow behind it, do whatever it has to do.
Right.
But this is what goes first,
Yeah,
right?
sure.
If something else is going first, they'll beat you to it, right? Because then you're not going in a straight line.
Cool. That could be also fun to just kind of see what kind of body control stuff they need to focus on. This. But yeah, let's talk about Inokuma, because
That was fun.
I really like this mature, like, storyline question here of, is she too old? Has she let her dream go by?
Right.
There's a fun parallel to what's going on with a lot of the other characters who are worried about their dream slipping out of their grasp here. But for her, it's the can I come back into this, which is kind of like what Arata's feeling a little bit, in that has Chihaya and Taichi already moved on too far ahead of them in terms of their friends.
Sure.
Like,
well, and
a friend group kind of thing. But
and
also,
I love the detail of, like, no, you actually start to go downhill after your, like, early 20s, which absolutely makes sense, because even though you will get better at developing the experience for it and all that stuff, so much of this is speed and twitch reflexes and everything that it feels very similar to the like esports kind of situation where, oh, you're 24, you're old, right? Like that's you're not going to have that quite same level of just like cracked, mental elasticity, right?
Yes.
And so 34. Yeah, that's damn impressive that you're still able to compete at this level.
Right.
The fact that Harada is here competing at this level, yeah, that's insane. And and it's cool because not only is that something that's fun to know, but it also lends believability to the idea that these high schoolers are going to be competing at this crazy high level, not just because if you can be the best in Japan, you're the best in the world, but because, with the kind of game that this is, yeah, it does make sense that the Young Bucks would absolutely have an edge over everybody else, right?
They could beat anybody, with just enough of that.
Right.
And
They'll need to practice and have the natural talents and all that stuff and do all of those crazy things, but fundamentally, even though it might not seem as noticeable as like, you're not going to have some 60-year-old, doing some pro baseball game or whatever, right? That still very much applies here.
Yeah. I'm very excited for her to kind of have gone through this bit of like, okay, I can handle doing all the adult, child raising stuff, helping with the family with my husband and kids here and stuff. But then also, okay, I can do this. The scene with the kimono and being like, there's this little fold here.
Yeah.
Actually, if you pull this out, breast is nicely available and ready right there.
Yep.
There you go. But yeah, she's not going to be distracted. We're going to get two best of 3 matches, which I forgot that they're best of 3 matches, which means we get 3 unique deals per game.
Oh, yeah.
Which means there's already going to be certain advantages. It's kind of like a chess player getting to, if they win the draw, they get to play white twice, basically.
Sure.
But, like with this, it's where are the cards going to be dealt out? That's a whole different game. But then also, whoever wins game 1 gets such a huge mental lead off of their opponent.
While it's still being anybody's game, and it's short enough that you don't have to worry about like fatigue setting in or anything like that.
No.
Like
this isn't a best of 7 or something.
Yeah, exactly. This is not one of those tournaments where you have to play 6 matches in a row, right? Yeah. And so that is encouraging for Harada for sure. Because your knees are not going to be as big of an issue here.
Yeah.
Right. Awesome. But yeah, it's still at that point where it's not going to be like a slog for either us, the viewers, or even though this is a fictional show and all that stuff. Sure. For the people that are watching, right? It's still the like, oh shit, each match matters. There isn't that like, okay, they lost the first match, but don't be a game 1 Andy. Like anybody could lose the first match. All right, let's see what happens next.
But it also just leads to that fun moment of where they'll each take one. And it'll be how much they win by. So this feeling of like, if like say Harada beats Arata the first game.
Oh yeah.
And he beats Arata by like
2 cards.
2 cards.
Yeah.
But then Arata beats him in the next one by like 8 cards.
Oh,
and it's like, is it already just?
Well, and that also makes for fun stuff because then I can't remember what it was exactly, but for the actual challenging matches of, Queen and Master.
I think it was best of 5, actually.
It might have been best of 5, but even if it's best of 3, you can have situations where you could theoretically have a character win a match, but still get beaten, right?
Oh, yes.
And that also gets around the whole thing of like, but what if it's luck of the draw, right? Because let's be real. You absolutely would have that if it's like you have that in tournaments, right? You would absolutely have that if it was a best of 1, right? So having it be a best of 3, cool. Yeah. That gives it that little bit of like, all right, cool. You might get luck of the draw on one of them, probably not 2 of them.
Yeah, there's a lot of ways in which tournament rules like smooth and sand off a lot of those rough edges of the game's rules to make it as fair as possible for both parties coming in. But I'm excited for our first true following best of 3.
Oh yeah, that's going to be fun. The difference between best of 1, best of 3, and best of 5 is Like, it might not seem like much, but it
absolutely is.
It absolutely changes things.
It changes things so much.
Yep.
I can't wait for the mental game stuff to be brought up for, for our players here.
Yep.
But y'all, thank you so much for watching this episode's reaction and discussion. If you want to see the next episode's reaction and discussion right now, though, go check out the link in the description below for our Patreon. You got an early access there. You can watch full-length timer reactions there, and all this comes with Discord access, so you can chat with us in the community there about this show, about anime in general. Also, be sure to check out our Twitch channel, see if any of that interests you. We'll see you there. But until then, we're Semblance of Sanity. I'm Caleb.
I'm Jacob.
And we'll see you all next time.